Hi everyone, Mr. Stewart here, and today we're going to go through a tutorial on how to use Anchor, the online software on your device, probably your computer, your laptop. So we've started off on the Google page, and we're going to go through the steps we need to go. So Anchor is spelt just like you'd expect to spell Anchor, and we're going to go to Anchor FM. So if you can scroll down and find Anchor FM, then that's going to take us to here, the Anchor page. Now, if you haven't logged in before, then you'll need to go and log in the top right corner. Otherwise, you can see I'm logged in, and what I'm going to do is scroll up and go to New Episode. I'm going to make a new episode, and you'll get to this screen. Now, if you haven't used Anchor before, then it can be a little bit complex, but we're going to break it down nice and easy. There are a few main things we're going to focus on in this tutorial, and the number one main thing is how to record. So if you look at this red little tab here, that's going to help us to record our voice into little segments that we can use in our podcast. So if I go to create new audio, I can use an audio I've already done, or I can create a new recording. So I'm going to create a new recording. I'm going to record myself speaking, and that's going to save to my little dashboard, to my episode. So I click new recording, and now as I speak, there we go. So I'm speaking and it's recording my voice. You can tell it's recording because of the wavelengths down the bottom that are moving. When I'm done, I click stop recording. And now this is saving. Now once it's saved, I can move my recording that's just been saved on my left hand tab over here, and I can click the little add button that's going to come up, and it'll pop over to this side into my episode. And that will just show me that I've added the right thing. Once you record a few, you'll get a whole bunch in your list here, and you can add which ones you choose. And if you make a mistake in one, you can re-record it and add the correct recording. So there are a few things. If you want to delete one of these things from your list, if you don't like it, then you tap the little three buttons and you can delete that file. And you can also download it as a separate audio file if you ever need to do that. So while this is saving, I could either create a new recording, which I might do now, and the same idea. Start recording, and this is going to record my voice. This is just a test, so I'm going to click stop recording. That's done. So now I have my two recordings that are saving, ready to be uploaded to my episode. While we do this, we've also got a couple of other options on the side here. The first one you can see is upload. Now in the upload section, if you've got an audio file that you've saved, either you might have recorded it on your phone, or you recorded it using a different microphone or a different software, you can upload that MP3 file into this area here, and then you can bring it into your episode. So that's really good. If you're out and about and you save it on your phone, you can then upload it when you get your internet connection back into Anchor. Another one we have here is messages. We're not going to use that probably for this task, but if you do ever need to use it, it's a good way to get some feedback from other people who might be listening to your podcast. And the last one down here, the purple one, is history, and that just goes through the different things that you've made before, the different episodes you might have made and published. It's a good way to see them in one spot. So if we head back to record, these things are still loading. My internet connection mustn't be the best at the moment, and that's fine. Let's say we were to add these ones down here that have been pre-recorded. I'm going to click add, and that's going to bring it into this section here that shows where my episode is. Let's say I wanted to add a couple. I can add two different ones, and then using these dots on the side, I can rearrange which order the sound recordings go into. And the same as before, I can remove it from the episode if I feel like I need to. Down the bottom left, down here we have the transitions, the pink one, and this is going to be used for adding in sound effects and little things we can put between our recordings to make it a little bit more exciting or a little bit more engaging. So you might want to click on the left here. Gives you an example of what the sound is. you might want to add that in with the plus button, and once again you can move that in between, or you can move that where you want it to be in your recordings. So as you can see, I've now got my voice recording followed by a little transition noise and then me speaking once more. If you think you're done, so you've added all your recordings, all your transitions that you want, you can then go down here and look at preview episode, and that will preview what you've got so far. So let's have a listen.
I wonder if this will work properly. This is a test podcast.
So there you have it. We've got our first little bit of our podcast ready to go. And obviously I would add bits and pieces here if needed and that were relevant to my task. But for now, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to come up to the top and click on this purple button and say Save Episode. From here, we just add in some details. So an episode name. So I might call it Podcast Task 1. My little description. And then when I'm ready, I can publish my episode. Now we don't want to publish, we don't want to be too complex, so we're just going to click publish episode button. And I don't want to distribute it everywhere. I only want to distribute it to my teacher and maybe my classmates. So I'm going to say no thanks. And there we have it. My podcast is saved, as you can see at the top here, podcast task 1. And when I'm ready, I can now share the URL to my profile page and to this task with my teacher, or I can speak to them and see how else they want me to present the task. And it's as easy as that. I've made my first podcast using Anchor. Make sure if you have any questions, ask your teacher and they'll be happy to help you out. Or if you prefer, the Anchor app is also available, and you'll also find a tutorial that I've done on that somewhere in your class or on your online portal. So I hope you got something out of that tutorial, and I'm really looking forward to hearing your podcasts.